When to say I love you. What's so funny about that? Real comfortable here.
Now it's getting to good. All right, lay down, Perros.
As you guys know, our dogs,
Lay.
Boss Lady and Roy,
Lay down,
over
big
here.
head.
This is their house.
Y'all know what the
and
claps
this is our
mean.
living room. And so I just let them be involved.
We figure at this point, y'all gotten used to it, so.
Yeah, I mean they pop up and move around and lounge around, and they
Honestly,
are who
for
they are.
one of them, the one we say is the most rowdiest that never seems to somehow pop up on video, but as soon as the camera goes off, won't sit his tail down, is the calmest when we do this. So we do this so he'll chill out for a minute. We got to do this for him to hang out. You finish your coffee?
No, it's on the side.
Your beautiful coffee and collagen.
Get that.
Not mud water. What is this? This ain't mud water. What is it?
It's like this adaptogenic brain function.
Is it mushroom
Logic,
stuff?
Called Logic. You know what? I'd have to look. I have so many things in that cupboard.
Like I don't know what's in there.
I can't remember.
It's all healthy something.
If it's, you know what? Here's the thing. I do love mud water. So if anybody's tried mud water, give it a try. Or hasn't tried it, give it a try.
And if you're from Mudwater and want to give us some free as promotional, we're glad.
Yeah, I drink that a lot. But we're currently, in full disclosure, normal human beings that we are out of milk, and so
yeah, and we hate the fact that the grocery store
it's literally half a mile away.
We're lucky enough not to live in a food desert where you're not near grocery stores. But we so have troubles going into the grocery store.
We have 3 grocery stores within 1 mile from our
I mean, we're
house.
blessed from that perspective.
Very blessed.
But we sure enough drive back by that second like,
I feel that's why, you know, like when sometimes here's the thing. I feel like this relates to relationships too. Here's the thing. If something is very easy, we take it for granted.
True.
And we don't want to go.
But you know the part that ain't easy?
What's that?
Food is freaking expensive.
Food is expensive.
It's expensive.
But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about relationships here.
Relationships are expensive.
Relationships can be, but
divorce
there's also
is more
benefits.
expensive. But
so
see, I can bring that back to content.
We were saying about the grocery stores, like we don't want to go, and there's another one on the way to my office. So that's like 4.
Well, another one.
I mean,
one of them closed.
Yeah.
But let's be honest, there are 2 or 3.
There are many, like easy on the way to the office, but I go past one, like so when I go into my office to work with people, it's literally right there. And I still don't want to stop. Because we take it for granted because it's right. It's so easy. It's right there. It doesn't require us. If we would have to like do some work to get there, we'd be more apt to like, oh, hey, let me get my list around. Let me go. Let me be mindful to get everything that I need.
True.
And I found relationships are very similar to that. Dating and relationships can be very similar to that. So if somebody doesn't require any work, then you're often taken for granted.
Is the easy grocery store date the equivalent of a slow burn person versus the person who isn't? Or do you think those 2 don't correlate at all?
I don't think they correlate at all.
Okay, cool. I just wasn't sure.
What I'm talking about is low hanging fruit.
You're completely thinking something completely different.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, no.
Yeah, if you don't have to like put anything into it.
Yeah.
Then what's the point of?
I get what you're saying.
Then you're not gonna respect them. You're not gonna care about them. You're not gonna sacrifice for them. You're not gonna.
Yeah, you're not gonna do.
So if you are someone that doesn't require things, like even like basic things, like you're going to find that you will perhaps just be with people repeatedly that don't take good care of you, don't meet your you know.
See, I was thinking about that differently when you were saying
or selfish, things like that.
I was thinking easy as in no drama.
No.
So I was thinking easy as in
I was thinking require no work.
Require no work versus
require no sacrifice
drama.
Or skin in the game or things like that.
I mean, you're right, because that's why sometimes people just go for that low hanging fruit and then they won't try and they aren't really getting fulfilled out the relationship, but there's a warm body somewhere, so they're good.
And that's twofold. And in full disclosure, we did not intend to talk about this in this.
No, we haven't even pulled a question yet. We just ended up in that bad boy.
But you have the thing that like the person who is the low hanging fruit.
Yeah.
And then there are also people that just regularly go for the low hanging fruit because fruit is still fruit.
Any fruit is good?
Yeah, fruit is still fruit.
Even if it's rotten.
I mean,
it still feeds. Might make you sick to your stomach, but it still
yeah.
feeds. So wait a minute. Is a person going for any fruit because they're lazy, because they just don't want to search, because they feel bad about themselves?
Yes.
To all of those?
I mean, I think it can be anything like that.
Okay.
I can also...
So it's not yes, all of them, but yes, all of those can apply.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, and I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know how you would say that, but I think it could be any one and plus other things.
Like what?
Like they don't want to put the work in.
Yeah.
They don't want to. Sometimes when you're in
that falls under lazy.
Yeah, when you're in a healthy relationship, it requires you to look at your own stuff.
Yeah.
And some people don't want to look at their own stuff.
I think that's a big one. I think that's a big one.
So you might end up with somebody that mirrors you.
Because if you got the same crap, you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, you're not, addressing your stuff. I'm not addressing mine. We're just here, not really like moving forward.
We're all good. Right.
We're not a great match, but
we're in the same spot together, so we're good.
Yeah. But at least somebody's here.
Right. Just a warm body.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know.
Yeah, so you can be the fruit, and you can.
So when it's time to date, it's time to go to a grocery store.
I
mean, you can still go to the grocery store.
I think you can walk up to someone in a grocery store and say, "Hey."
No, I'm not even talking about the physical grocery store. I'm talking metaphorically.
Just say it again.
You can definitely find some good people in a grocery store. There used to be a theory out there, like you know which type of person you're dating based on what grocery store you're going to. So if you wanted somebody that took care of themselves and had some money or something, take yourself to like a Whole Foods or a Trader Joe's.
Or does that mean high maintenance?
You get good. I mean, depends on how long those nails are, but you know how I am about that. Like if the nails and the eyelashes are longer than my fingernails, then that's high maintenance right there. I'm going to go ahead and avoid that. And I mean my fingernail part that's on like my fingernail bed. So if this is my fingernail bed and their nails come out further than that, high maintenance.
Like twice. You mean twice as much, not longer than yours, but twice.
Yeah, twice as much. Put it that way.
Yeah.
Because that's a measurable thing that I couldn't figure out. Because it's
Yeah, if they're like twice as long as yours.
Nails like this is like nope.
Yeah.
Eyelashes like whoosh, looking like that female gremlin.
You are being very rude today.
Sorry. It's not rude, it's just snippy. Yeah. But anyway, I was saying metaphorically, go to the grocery store. Don't just get the low-hanging fruit that's before the store, outside the store, or being too lazy to go in the store and look. Go up to the grocery store of dating. Go through the aisles.
You know how when you need something to wear to an event?
Yeah.
And you're looking for something. Sometimes you're looking for something specific and you can't find it.
Yeah.
Right? Other times you're just like, you know what? I don't feel like it, whatever. So you're just like, you find something in your idea and you say to yourself like, this will do.
Right. It's like that.
It's like that. It can be, don't you think?
It's like that. Oh no, very much so.
This will do. Like it doesn't make me feel great when I put it on.
That's generally when you end up in that relationship.
It doesn't look excellent on me.
Right.
But at least I'll be clothed.
Right. At least I'll be clothed. Which is a good example because you're not going to put some clothes over top of that, which is why you don't have a better outfit on.
Right.
So that's that whole thing about being in that position or having somebody in that space or something. And you can't put anybody else in that space. You can't put another coat on. You already have a coat on that fits.
You want me to take it a step deeper?
Ooh, go. Go. Let me. Where are you going?
What is the foundation of any good outfit?
The shoes.
No.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
What is it?
Proper undergarments.
The shoes.
So if you're not taking care of yourself first, whatever is underneath whatever you're advertising, if you don't have a great foundation of who you are, what you deserve, what you desire, then whatever you put on isn't going to look as good as what it could look.
The shoes. First of all,
that's not true.
First of all, undergarment is very specific to gender.
Not necessarily.
Look, I mean, don't get me wrong. If he's got on some baggy boxer briefs and stuff, and he's trying to wear some slim pants in the bike, and you can see,
this is not
or
what we intended
even
to
if you're
talk
going the
about.
other way and there's some tighty whities, and you got a big old bulge because those suckers being squeezed in so tight.
We need to start this video over.
This is real conversation.
You are going too far today.
Oh, fine. We can stop.
We're going to keep going, but just know that you're on,
Oh, I'm on the line?
You're on probation.
I'm on probation.
You're on probation.
Going back, I said the shoes. Because that's even where we started our conversation when we were dating. Now we're talking about the shoes being the foundation.
I think the shoes can be when you're putting it together, right?
The shoes.
But if you're not paying attention to, here's the thing. If you're not going to pay attention to, like, let's say you want to talk about shoes, right?
Yeah.
The socks that you're wearing with those shoes, and we just talked about this a couple, weeks ago with, I basically only own like no-show socks.
Right.
Today I'm wearing like other ones, but for the most part, if you're not wearing the right socks with your shoes, your feet are going to hurt. They're going to end up all torn up.
Yep.
It's not going to be good. And you're going to be uncomfortable.
Yep.
And then if you're focused on your feet because you didn't wear the right socks with the shoes, then you're still going to not be able to like be fully present because you're thinking like, God, my feet hurt, or this is uncomfortable, or this is gross, or like you're not wearing any socks at all.
Yep.
I
feel like
so I think that still goes back to my point.
The foundation of something, but not the foundation of the outfit. The foundation of maybe, I don't know. But if you have the perfect outfit on and you get down to the shoes and you have some work boots on, the outfit looks completely different and feels completely different and reads completely different, whether you have on the right undergarments or not. So, yeah. I feel like my example has always been, if somebody had on a suit.
Your clothes aren't going to fit right if your undergarments aren't proper.
But even if you had on, a suit.
Just know, like, this is a real
conversation.
This is not for show.
Even if you had on a suit, right? So let's say you have on a suit and you go in someplace and I have on a suit, top, bottom suit. Mm-hmm. If I have on some dress shoes, I look one way. But
that's what you're presenting to the outside world. I'm talking about.
But it's not only that, because the foundation where your feet are the things that touch the ground, that center you or ground you to the ground, to who you are, to where you are that day. If you got on some dress shoes, not only do you look different, but you feel different. If you have on some Chucks and with your suit, you look like you're a little more relaxed and a little more casual in your suit. You probably also feel and seem a little more relaxed and casual. If you have on some security boots, you probably feel like you're working for the for the social Secret Service or something. You got your FBI black gum soles on or something. You feel different. You look different. You act different. That's why I think the shoes are so important. I do get what you're saying.
Don't you think that goes
about
the
the
same
undergarment.
though? You feel different. You look different. You act different if you're wearing undergarments that aren't proper fitting.
Yeah, but the shoe thing is external and internal. You feel it inside and you see it on the outside. The undergarments are completely
not if you
depending
don't care
on what
that
you're wearing.
I don't think that goes across the board, because you are someone that's like a shoe whore. So for you, that's the thing, but like not everybody is like that. But if you're wearing something that makes you uncomfortable or doesn't fit properly, you can't move. Sorry, the dog didn't like my foot there. You don't move the same way. Like you are right. Like you carry yourself differently when you're wearing, but you're talking about style.
But also there are.
We've gotten way off the track of
we haven't even picked up a question yet. There are social sciences, sociological studies.
Sociological.
Yeah, whatever the word is. Social services. It ain't social services.
Services.
It's but there are
societal norms.
I'm talking about the study, the science of society, the science
sociology.
Of sociology. I was like, what is the word? So they're sociological. Didn't I say that?
You say sociology with a SH.
What?
Sociology, you say.
What did you just say?
Sociology.
Oh gosh, okay.
That's no different
than
ratchet.
I got.
As a sociologist.
You're a psychologist.
No, I'm not.
A sociologist.
Yes. And a social worker.
I misstated it in there. But as a sociological study, there are studies that show the correlation between what people wear and how they feel and how people interpret them, both consciously and subconsciously. So it's not just a style thing. While the style thing is the easiest to explain, did you just take a deep breath in? You just offered a sound effect over there. But there are studies out there that show the conscious and subconscious effect of what you wear on your feet. Not only that, but in dating, how people would choose.
I'm not disagreeing with it in the vein of like how you're perceived, whether you're perceiving yourself or whether you're being perceived.
Yeah.
But I'm saying if things below that are still not proper, are still ill-fitting, it's going to be off.
Yeah. It can be off.
You're getting on my last nerve today. God save the queen.
Do we want to answer a question today?
Please. 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 I cannot pull a question fast enough. Oh, good Lord. When to say I love you? What's so funny about that? You are in rare form today.
I love you.
Rare form.
When to say I love you? To say it right now after I've stressed you out.
For real.
After I've gotten on your nerves. Dear sweet lady, I love you. I love you.
So when to say I love you? You actually just sent me a short or video that you recorded about this. So why don't you?
It's a good question for me to have because, and the video and what I said in the side chat is similar, nothing different than what I said to you when we were dating. Because I told you everything I said there, I told you directly was something that was specific for me. And then I had one more additional part to it. First of all, I think oftentimes when people think about saying I love you, they think about this happy-go-lucky type of thing. I need to be passionate. I need to feel as if they light up my life and all these things that feel great. And they're in this rom-com. People get in this rom-com type of vibe of, I fell in love. It is you.
I don't like the thing of like, I fell in love.
You had me at hello and
love
all that
is not
stuff.
Like a pothole that you fall into when you're
go into that.
Walking down the street.
Talk about falling in love, because I know. I was going to ask you to get into it, but you're already on your pothole. So go ahead. I'll answer the question.
You're already on your pothole.
That does sound bad.
It does. I've never liked the idea of, I fell in love, because if that's like accidental, and you're just like walking down the street and like, poop, you fell in love, like you fell in a mud puddle. Yeah. Maybe we should call it a mud puddle. Yeah. Right? Because what that also means is that like you can also like fall out of it. Well, if I fell into it, how am I falling out of it? Yeah. Right? If I fell into it, how am I falling out of something I fell into? But also it's like then there's no responsibility or really choice on your end.
Oh, and love is very much fell. It was like
it was like an accident, like whoopsie daisy, I fell in love.
It just happened.
You know. Yeah. Where I think sometimes you can be surprised by love. Yeah. Right. But choosing, like, love is still very much a choice. Yeah. Like, there are days when you wake up and you look over at your partner and you might be like, I am having a hard time liking you today, but I still choose to love you. Yeah. And people go through some things, whether it's, something that happened to them, something that happened with them, whatever. Like, life can be very difficult and you are going through some things. Yeah. Right. But that love is a choice. Yeah. Because otherwise you could just wake up and be like, oh, that's weird. I fell out of love with you while we slept last night. Right. And it's like, it's not like that. It's not accidental. It doesn't just happen. Like, it is a conscious decision. It is a choice.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that.
So that's why
I
I
mean,
don't
I
like the
agree with
idea
that.
of like falling
Did
in
they in the
love.
question say falling? It just says, when do
No,
you
it's
say I
like
love
when to
you?
say love, but
Okay.
you were talking about falling in love, and
No,
that's
no,
when I was
no.
like, I don't like that.
No, I mean, I fully agree with that,
So what were your musts?
My
Because you
must,
have a list of musts. I don't necessarily have that, and I
yes.
didn't have that.
And you didn't have that, but
No.
I had a list.
Yeah.
And my list, the one thing that was on my list that was different for me than would have been for you, and the thing that would be more in line with divorcees, possibly, or people who have kids, was just that I needed you to see the kids,
Mhm.
meet the kids, have some connection with the kids prior to saying I love you. Because I can't bring you into a family and then you're thinking, oh, I can't stand these. Once again, thinking about a movie, I can't stand these
Rugrats.
rugrats. Send them off the military camp, you know? I couldn't have that. So, but the three things that I think applies to everybody, no matter who they are, no matter if they're falling in love, and no matter whether they're choosing love in their 20 or whether they're choosing love in their 80, is first thing I say, you have to understand whether it's a mission or a goal. And that whether it applies to whatever that thing is that you look at that other person and you admire deeply about them. So let's say you're a person who really is attached to their drive. Then what they're doing at the moment is that thing, whatever their drive is. I think I was watching a YouTube video and Kevin Hart was on there and he's talking about 13 years before he popped and he was doing 20 or 30 shows a weekend or something like that. That person in that scenario is a mission. He's got drive, but he's like, I am going to make it big because I feel like I'm supposed to be a comedian.
Mm-hmm.
If that person has a goal, that person 6-7 years in, maybe even 2 or 3 years in, changes because they're going to say, the reason I wanted to be a comedian is so I could have this standard of living. And if this standard of living
So the
isn't
goal is
coming,
what you're going for.
yes, the goal is more so something you want to achieve or what you're going for, but the mission is who you are.
So that makes sense to me in the terms of goal versus objective.
Mm-hmm.
Because the objective is what you want to reach,
Mm-hmm.
and the goal or goals are the steps it takes to get there.
Okay. If that's the wording, if it works for you, that's fine. For me, the mission and thinking about mission statements and what is my mission in life, and that's why I use mission, because the overall phrase is to me is mission in life, which means my life is geared toward achieving this thing. And this thing to achieve means that if an obstacle comes up, you figure out, because if you're on a mission on a battlefield, for example, and I don't want to go too deep in like commander's intent, all this stuff. But let's say you have a mission on a battlefield and something gets in front of you achieving that mission. The object is to overcome that obstacle, but the mission hasn't changed.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a goal, on the other hand, you can change directions. You can do something different because your objective is not about who you are as a person. Your objective is something you want to achieve. And so you have this ability to shift and move around, where a mission is, I'm going to get there no matter what. The reason this matters when it comes time to say I love you is if the thing you love about that person is their drive, because you in your mind, in somebody's mind, that drive means that they'll have financial security. If you think it's a goal and you're thinking, oh, they have great drive, they have this goal to do this, this, and this, and you think it's a goal, then when they don't achieve certain things, you're going to expect them to shift around to make a movement because you're thinking it's a goal. When for them, it's a mission in life. They just have to overcome this obstacle. They're pushing through. They're pushing through. Now you're over here dating a comedian 2 to 3 years in their life. This comedian still isn't making any money. They're going out doing 20, 30 shows a weekend, which means you aren't going out on dates and they're not making money.
Mm-hmm.
And you're sitting there 2 years in, 3 years in, wondering, why isn't he going to stop doing this so we can go out on a date? I'd love to go out on a date on a weekend instead of going to places on a Tuesday or Wednesday when it's a work night for me. Well, you liked his drive, but you thought you liked the drive of a goal, not the drive of a mission. And so you're expecting something different to happen when that bad thing or when that structure or that stress or whatever happens. You're going to be expecting something different. And all these three things are things I'm pulling out of my life, and that I'm looking across the screen and across the board and trying to extrapolate out into like a bigger picture, a bigger story. What are things that are lessons learned that I see that people overlook? And I think that lack of clarity between whether that big thing we love is a goal versus that big thing we love being a mission is a completely major thing that drives people in the wrong direction, because we look at it and think it's something that's positive and something that's good, and so we're like, oh, this is a good thing about them, and we never parse it down. We rarely parse it down and break it down and dissect it into why is it good, and even though it's a good thing, does that good thing work for me? Because just because something is good does not mean it works for you.
Right.
And you have to make sure that before you say I love you, you know if that big thing, if you love their humor, and their humor is to bring joy into the world no matter what as a mission, versus their humor being a way that they make people who are feeling bad feel better about themselves that day. One of them is a goal and one of them is a mission. Then whenever you have that structure that day where you really just don't want that person to be funny, or you're just in a bad scenario, maybe you're going through an illness or something somewhere down the line, and you don't need the humor, you just need somebody to hold you and say, you know what, this sucks. You're going to find yourself in a wrong spot. And you're going to have said I love you to somebody who doesn't jive with you. And so I think those are two different things that are both good things, but they're just different, and you need to know which one is which. And so that's one. Second one, you have to fight them. And I don't mean physically fight, but you have to have a fight, which is a better way of saying it. But
maybe conflict.
No, you have to have a fight.
What's the difference?
You have to have a fight. You have to have one of those scenarios where you are at that point where maybe you haven't completely lost it, but you've gotten to that point like, I'm sick of this and I really need to have this conversation that is immensely uncomfortable, where maybe you're just on the line. I could say something wrong. You could say something wrong. It could be that right at that line where this right here could be something you'd hated me for the rest of my life if I did it wrong. And you need to get to that point because you need to know how they fight.
That's like
you need to know how you fight.
Point.
It is an intense point, but it's a real point. It's a real point.
Because in my mind, I was thinking like the conflict that we had at the beginning of this episode, where I was like, "You're pushing it too far."
Yeah, which is pretty much our
normal everyday occurrence for us.
Yeah. So, but the reason I say get to that point, here's what you don't want. Personal story. You don't want to be in therapy 5 years down the road and somebody says, well, you told me I needed to go out and get a job. And then to look at that person and say, I didn't tell you to go out and get a job because you needed to work. I was saying you need to go out and get a job because you were locking yourself in the house and you were becoming disconnected with people and you were becoming depressed because you weren't having any societal connections. And if you remember, in the same thing, I also said volunteer or something. Just get out the house and meet people. Oh, I didn't realize that. But now you've kept this anger and this resentment for 5 years. Now, if you know at the beginning that somebody is going to hold back in that fight, they're not going to say everything they need to say, then you know that this person won't express themselves to you. And you might have to spend a whole lifetime trying to dig out information from them. Do you want to do that?
No.
Do you want to find out that this person won't express themselves, but they will hold it against you year over year over year? Do you want to do that? Do you want to find out after you said I love you, that this person is the type of person who's going to throw pots and pans and everything every time they get mad? Or when they get to that point where they get angry, they want to throw something? Do you want to do that? Do you want to find out this person wants to hit?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
No.
Absolutely not. So, and notice I took it from probably level 1 to level 5, right?
Yeah.
But you will get those clues, and you can find out that information. And it's better to find it out before you decided and chose to love this person than it is to find it out 2 or 3 years down the road or 1 year down the road to get married and find out, oh crap, this isn't the person I thought I was marrying.
Right.
It's happened. So you want to have a fight. And I mean a real fight too. I don't mean you're fighting about the clothes somebody's wearing out to an event. You want to find that subject because, once again, if you're two different people, you should have something that you don't agree on.
Yeah.
If you're being honest, you have something you don't agree on. And you need to find that thing and you need to have a fight about it. I don't mean start a fight about it either. I don't mean...
You don't mean pick a fight
I don't
about
mean
it?
pick a fight. I don't mean you go looking for a fight. I mean, you just can't say I love you until that fight naturally happens. And it naturally occurs. And you've had that fight and you know how you feel after that fight.
And so your goal or mission, getting into a fight.
Getting into a fight. And the last one. You have to have something you don't like about them. Like, you have to have something you don't like. And I don't mean this person just shows up late to everything. I mean, well, that's a pet peeve for me. So for me, that's an issue.
That's a pressure point.
That's
an
issue.
Pain point,
I will cut somebody wasting my time. But it has to be a sincere, I don't like this thing about this person. Something that they might never change. And you have to be like, I don't like this thing about this person. And I feel as if that does a couple of different things. One, it lets you know you're beyond honeymoon phase. That you're actually looking at this person through real lenses.
Yeah.
You're beyond that point of thinking, oh, this is the dream state. Oh, they're so perfect for me. I love being around them. You've gotten to the point where, okay, we're beyond honeymoon. I actually have an idea who you are for real, for real. I know I really dislike this about you. Really dislike this about you. But I'm going to choose to love you anyway.
Right.
And it helps you get to that point of choosing love. Because all of a sudden, this person isn't going to... That thing where people say, oh, 10 years from now, oh, they grew so differently, or they were so different. And they were that way when you dated. I mean, how many times do you hear that somebody will come in, they'll say this, and this, and the person, their partner will tell a story, and the story kind of validates all the way back when they were dating, they were doing the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
They were doing the same thing. It wasn't new. You just decided to finally get sick of it.
Say something about it.
Or to say something about it. Yeah. Because you overlooked it because you wanted to be in this place of love and you wanted to be in this place of happiness, or you wanted to be that place where we were talking about in conflict, where people want to say, oh, we're in such a good spot. So eventually holding your tongue is going to become bad. And you're going to hate this thing probably even more later than you did at the beginning. Yeah. Because you let it build up. So instead of just acknowledging that you hate this thing and I want to choose to love them beyond that, you just tried to hide it and act like it wasn't there. No, you can't say I love you until you know something you really dislike. I'm using hate and dislike interchangeably. It doesn't necessarily have to be hate.
Yeah.
That's going way far. It doesn't have to be hate, but it does have to be something that you sincerely dislike, sincerely vexes and miffs you, and you just causes you to clench your teeth that you really dislike about this person, but you're going to choose them to love them beyond that anyway. And we're human.
Did find that with me.
Oh, I did.
You could have paused for a second.
Why? Why? Even you know that answer.
I think with this, like when to say I love you, it's assessing. Let me think. How do I want to say that? Sometimes we ask the question, are you... You're not in love with them, you're in like with them.
Yeah.
Or you're infatuated with them.
How do you tell the difference in the line?
I think love is a deeper connection where, like I said, like you're not always going to like this person, but you do love them, and you love them enough to speak up about the things that aren't working and the things that are working.
Okay.
Love is choosing to... I feel like you can just like someone, like we just hit it off. We just, we had a connection and we like them. That is not the same as choosing to like repeatedly love.
Is that your level of chemistry too?
I think it could be.
Okay. Yeah. Could be, but not entirely.
Yeah. I mean, off the top of my head, I would say like, I think that it could be.
Okay, cool.
But, so it's like, you're not like, you haven't been with them long enough to be in love with them.
Okay.
You're more like in like with them.
Okay.
Or in lust with them.
So I definitely know most of us understand the difference between like and lust.
Yeah.
Is infatuation equivalent to lust? Same levels of lust, or?
No, because I think lust would be like a physical
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
sexual, like I want to
Yeah.
be with this person like that. I think like infatuation is, you could say like, oh, I would never think that I could get someone that looks like this or is in
I
this
got you. I got
place
you.
in life, right? And I'm infatuated with that.
Lust is more physical. Infatuation is more like the energy or the aura, maybe,
I
or
don't know if
the.
I would say that about infatuation, but I would say that about lust.
Got you. Okay.
You know, so I think like assessing like actually like am I in love with this person? Because some people immediately be like 2 weeks, yeah, like I love them.
They jump straight to love,
Yeah. And it's like you can love like maybe like you love the idea of them
which is
and you
different.
love the idea of being in a relationship,
Yeah.
but you don't know this person well enough to be in love with them.
Okay. So, a couple questions. Is this a kind of tier that you process through? You go from like to infatuation to love, and how do you delineate the in love with the idea versus being in love with the person? How do you know the difference between
Maybe
the
that
two?
comes back to some of the things that you said, like there needs to be something about them that I don't like,
Okay. Okay.
you know, that we need to be able to work through a conflict together.
Yeah.
Which poses the question, do you think if you're in like with someone, you have more blinders to some of that stuff?
Absolutely. I think partially when you're in like with someone, first of all, you don't know enough to know what you dislike necessarily. Partially because you have the blinders, and partially, like you said, you just don't know them enough. Because
Mhm.
sometimes it takes a while to know why you dislike somebody.
Mhm.
Matter of fact, I honestly think that's a good thing. I don't think it's a bad thing if it takes you a while to find out what you don't like about a person. Because it doesn't mean necessarily you were blind to those things. Sometimes it just means you really like a lot about them, and a few things that you don't like take some time to uncover themselves.
Mhm.
Sometimes you don't know what you like immediately, but you still know what you like, so it all balances out.
Yeah.
Uh, but the other part of that like scenario thing is, I believe like can happen so quickly
Right.
because like can come down as simply to you said something, I said something, you said something, I said something. Oh
They're
dang, our timing,
enjoyable.
right, right, right.
Yeah,
Our
they're
timing's for
enjoyable.
real. You know,
Yeah.
they have the light in their eye, and they smile, and you lean into each other, and now you're automatically at like
Right.
because just the body language or the subconscious cues or things are just all in the same sphere, and so it's easy to be in like. But it's not necessarily a bad thing if you are in like quickly or not in like, or it takes a while to even get to
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
because I don't think there are timetables on that. I don't know how you feel about that, but
I don't think that there are timetables
yeah.
on that. No.
So what about the sphere and the tiers? You didn't answer that part. Do you think there are these are tier steps or
No, I don't think that I don't think that they're tier steps because I
okay.
think that you can skip over like lust or infatuation,
Okay.
you know?
That was gonna be my next question. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you can skip over some of that stuff or like not skip over it. If they were tiers, you like skip over. That's why I said like that. But no, I think you can bypass some of that,
Okay.
those things, or maybe like they're just non-existent.
Yeah.
But the idea, I was just pondering the idea of like if you like versus love in like are you sometimes, and I would say this more maybe in intimate partner relationships or progressing towards an intimate partner relationship. Are you more apt to like turn a blind eye towards things or whatever? Because
You
I'm
talking
just
about
thinking,
if you're in like or what?
yeah, I said like if you're in like with someone, or do you think you're more apt to not notice those things that you maybe wouldn't
Mm,
enjoy about a person? Because
mm.
I'm like, we opened this podcast like a couple minutes after we started recording, and I'm like, you're getting on my last nerve. You're going too far. You're being inappropriate.
I'm not
You
sure,
know.
but
What'd you say?
I said not sure, but
If it was just like, I might be like, oh, he is who he is. It is what,
right, right,
it's
right,
all good,
right, right.
where I'm like, I love you enough to say, like, you need to dial it back.
I mean, that's one. That's I. I don't know if this is a universal thought with love. I think this is definitely specific with us, with the idea that loving each other enough is loving each other enough to say too much, too bad. or
yeah,
I don't like this, I don't appreciate that. It's enough to say step too far or something of that nature, where some other people, their version of like or whatever might be, or love might be, oh, I'm just going to cuddle them and whatever, but I'm not going to go too deep into it. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Because I'm having a hard time finding the words here. But that love is essentially, I will give you the full array of honesty versus love being, I want to make you feel good.
Yeah, or like, I don't want to rock the boat, or I don't want to create waves.
Right. Because, for example,
or I don't want to make you not like me.
Right. Yes, like that. Because, for example, you'll tell friends, don't ask me if I think that dress will make you look big, because I will tell you. Because I will say it.
Yeah, in a past shift group, it was this group just happened to be all females, and they're asking me about joining, and I like about you, right?
Yeah.
And my response was, "Oh no, he will be blatantly and brutally honest. If you don't want to know, does my butt look big in these jeans? Do not ask him.
Don't ask the question.
If your butt looks big in those jeans.
Don't ask a question you're not prepared to get both answers for."
But that goes back to the idea of like caring enough to be honest.
Yeah.
Like to be very, very honest.
I mean, I'd rather tell you don't look in those jeans than for you to go out and somebody be like,
I was texting with a friend this morning.
Okay.
And they were like, "You're too kind." Whatever I was saying, like they were too kind. And my response to them was like, "Let's be real. Like, let's be for real.
Yeah.
I am not known for my kindness.
Right.
I am known for my blatant and brutal honesty."
It's the best friend I can be.
I will not say nice things to you just because I'm kind and just to make you feel good. I don't care how, like, what is going on in life. I will not say it just for those reasons.
Because ultimately, that's not going to make you feel good anyway.
It's not authentic.
No.
It's not authentic to the relationship.
That's like also saying, I will not tell you yes if the answer is a no.
Right.
I'm not going to say yes because it supposedly makes you feel good. The kindest thing I can do for you is tell you no. It's the kindest thing I can do.
And clarity is kindness.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I love you. Yeah. I think that be mindful of asking yourself those questions. Like, do I like love them, or am I in love with them, or am I in like with them?
Right.
And yours was have these specific things.
Have these specific things. Are you saying that's how I repeat them?
If you want to repeat them.
I was going to only repeat. I didn't know if we were repeating them as a roundup or not. Number 1, goal versus mission. 2, you must have a fight with them. And 3, you must find something out. You must find out something you don't like about them.
Yeah.
Those are my 3. After that, then you can say I love you.
And if anybody has anything to add to that, or comments to that, or
Roy does, apparently.
Yes. You want to make an appearance? Roy? This is Roy, our standard poodle.
Who's just staring at us.
I don't, this, like, I don't like to stare them in the eyes, and especially our burn doodle, because she has very human eyes. If anybody has a burn doodle, let me know if you experience the same thing. Because I don't want to have a Freaky Friday moment with them where we swap places.
Let's get on out of here before she looks up at y'all. All right, y'all. See you on the next one. It's in deep shift.
Real comfortable here.
Now it's getting to get good.